You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
First and foremost, we have the Gold Cup. I've worked for 3 years to get this, and I finally got it. It's going to be our 65th year.
The council is now in session.
With a personality shaped by being an athlete and a background in mainstream sports media, I found that the stories I was most interested in telling were the ones often overlooked, the ones that might not otherwise be told, the ones that show the intangible and not just the highlight reel. The Sports Council is about highlighting the great, the good, the unique, and everything in between in the Pacific Northwest sports world. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Welcome to the Sports Council. I'm Jamie Council. It's winter time, almost Christmas, but we're joined by Aaron Stevens, where the sport of boat racing, well, it never sleeps.
It does not.
Well, welcome. And you wear a lot of hats, and every time I talk to you, a new one is added. So tell me who you are, what you do, and you're very ingrained in the sport of boat racing and in the Tri-City Water Follies.
Yes, I am. Right now, I am a boat racer to start off with. I'm a member of the American Powerboat Association. My racing club is the Tri-City Water Follies. I'm the race director of it. I'm the vice president of it, and I'm the president-elect. After that, it goes up to, I'm the region chairman from Alaska to Nebraska, and I'm busier than ever in the off season trying to keep boat racing going. And I also sit on the board of directors of American Powerboat Association as the region officer. So I think that's most of my hats.
And all of that is on a volunteer basis. So, I mean, the sport of boat racing, people know it's because you love it. And then by day you work at Lamson.
Yes, that's where I'm at right now. I am at work, and it's been a busy year for us too. We're doing great at Lamson, and we can lift the world.
Well, I love that you're able to make time for me in your very busy life. And then in boat racing, the big thing is that the Gold Cup is back in the Tri-Cities for next year.
That is very true. We have a big list of boats coming to the Tri-City Water Follies. First and foremost, we have the Gold Cup. I've worked for 3 years to get this, and I finally got it. It's going to be our 65th year. It's an anniversary year, and it's going to be tremendous. We have to add more racing for the Gold Cup, more qualifying for it, and we're going to have the vintage boats here as well. Some past Gold Cup winners are going to be here as vintage boats. And then we'll have the Grand Prix hydroplanes and some support classes.
So tell me, what is the significance of the Gold Cup? I know that those are, obviously those in the boat racing world know it's a big deal. But for those that kind of hear it, why is it such a big deal to have the Gold Cup in the Tri-Cities?
Well, the Gold Cup is the oldest motorsports trophy in the world. So it is the first trophy that somebody raced for. And it started in 1904 on the Hudson River in New York City. The trophy itself was made by Tiffany's out of New York.
Like the Tiffany's, like Blue Box Tiffany's?
Yes.
Wow. And that's how you get all the female viewers involved. Tell them the trophy was made at Tiffany's.
The trophy is made at Tiffany's. It is a beautiful trophy. We had to have a replica made so that way the original didn't get tarnished as bad as it used to be. There's, I think, 7 tiers now on the cup itself for the past 115 races that have been ran. The replica was made after the Tri-City Water Follies Gold Cup in 2015.
Okay, so very recently.
Yes. And that's the original is actually at the Motorsports Hall of Fame in Daytona.
So people can still see that. And
yeah.
With H1, I know boat racing goes a lot deeper than just H1, but that's a good place to start, where the Gold Cup is in the Tri-Cities and kind of the highlight of the Tri-City Water Follies with the rooster tails and all of that stuff. There's been a lot of changes in the sport of H1 in this offseason. Just talk about some of that movement.
So a year ago, a group of people in Tri-Cities and around the country created Hydrotown Inc., which Hydrotown is Tri-Cities. Now we have 4 hydroplanes based out of the Tri-Cities. Daryl Strong and Bruce Ratchford are hitting the ground running. You got 2 Bernie Littles that want to go race, and they're going to race against each other. And the amount that they are doing and supporting is phenomenal.
Yeah, and that was kind of a big thing where Daryl Strong entered the boat racing world and, instantly bought 2 boats and was the very first Tri-Cities based owner. And now all of a sudden we have 4 boats, which depending on the year is the majority.
It is. And, at our test session that we do, we get 8 boats, usually 8 to 9 boats. Back east, they'll get 6 of those boats. So for us to have 4 of them now based out of Tri-Cities is phenomenal. And we're working with all the people in Seattle to also have their boats race ready and, welcome them all with open arms.
And H1, it has been a lot of movement where we've seen teams drop off and come on board. And is there anything different than in years past where you take a look at the health of an organization? There's always going to be movement, but of course, sometimes we are a fear-based society as well. So I guess where is that line on the heartbeat of H1?
Right now, I think that H1 is actually really healthy. We had Mercury Coffee come on board as a sponsor. We've had Flavor Pack come on board, which is another Tri-City business, sponsor a Seattle team. Strong Racing, Apollo with Bruce Ratchford buying his 2 boats. We did lose 1 boat, but there is talk of other boats coming back out. The old Billy the Kid Schumacher, he sadly passed away, but his late wife, Jan, is going to campaign their boat with Brett Hall as their driver. So we are seeing new teams come out. We would like to encourage other teams to come out, and that's what H1's working on right now.
With Christmas just around the corner, Krispy Kreme wants to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Come in today and grab your Grinchmas dozen before they're gone. And don't forget, Krispy Kreme gift cards make perfect stocking stuffers or last-minute gift ideas. They're also great for Secret Santa or office parties. Plus, we're still taking fundraiser orders. Get yours in now. Come see us today for all your holiday cheer. Krispy Kreme. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile. Visit us at 2805 Dupertail Street in Richland.
Inconveniences can happen at, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
With the Water Follies, what's going on at the offices over at the Water Follies?
Well, right now, Water Follies is in full gear for the Gold Cup. And we just had ICAST last week, so we actually are getting the F-16 jet for our air show. So our main attraction for our air show will be the F-16. And then we have, for Water Follies, we're going to have H1 Unlimited, Harm Museum boats, as well as Grand Prix America. And we are doing entry-level inboards, which are the T-boat class, which is built up mostly of kids. And I'm saying like 13 to 18-year-old
They're
children.
Fun to watch.
And there's 8 to 10 of those boats that are going to come out this year. We have 3 of them that are based out of the Tri-Cities. So we just want to really support that class. And they also work with the Racing to Read program, where all the kids in the area high schools around Tri-Cities, Burbank, Connell, Benton City, all get to, you read, you get a free ticket to the boat races.
Yeah, a lot to cover, and just I felt like you talked about 3 things right there. And let's pick on this Racing to Read program. And it's not affiliated with H1. It's not affiliated with the Water Follies. It's kind of its own program that plays into boat racing. So I guess tell me how the Racing to Read program works and how schools can get involved if they would want to.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but a lot of boat racers are teachers, because when you're in summer break, you get to go boat racing. So you don't have to pay or have vacation to go boat racing for teachers. And we have a couple of great teachers around the Northwest that have created this program. And it's also back east on the East Coast as well. So the teachers decided that why not? So they've approached Water Follies, and Water Follies independently has said, if you can get them to read so many books, we're going to give you a ticket just for the kids. It's that encouraging. I remember doing this when I was a kid for Pizza Hut to get a free personal pan pizza. Instead of a personal pan pizza, now you get a boat race ticket.
And the school that reads the most books actually gets a visit from a hydroplane, correct?
Yes, they actually get multiple hydroplanes. It is a full-on H1 Unlimited down to a junior class outboard for all the different boats that come and support. I've
been covering boat racing H1 for, a few years now, and I think the most misunderstood thing, or maybe not misunderstood, but I think the thing that blows my mind is when people think of racing, when they think of NASCAR, they don't really think of the intellectual part of what makes these boats run, and just how you see a lot of these teams, and they're filled with just these engineers or these rocket scientists in some cases.
Yeah, that really is true. Myself as a project engineer here at Lamson, we all have a job, and, you can't just go buy a hydroplane from a store. There isn't somebody that you just buy one from. You have to make it. And, the best one that I can tell you right now is Charlie Wiggins just built a boat in the last 4 years, and it was the Miss Apollo last year. And the amount of work that goes into just building a boat is insane. It takes $1 million to do this. And that's, the operations just to operate the boat for a year is $1 million. And to give it to the people that actually go out and do this, it's something special.
It is. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Water Follies and then move into more stuff coming up in our area in the boat racing world. Again, we're talking with Aaron Stevens, wears a lot of hats, but let's just say it, runs the sport of boat racing locally. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Inconveniences can happen at, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
Our UPS store in Pasco is known for its quality shipping service, but many don't know our locally owned store is a full-service print shop. From copies to posters to banners and more, think of the UPS store as your Pasco printing store for jobs both big and small. Our team is ready to turn your idea of business or personal needs into a reality. When you're looking for a local, convenient, and reliable print shop, think of the UPS store in Pasco located at 5426 North Road 68 or call us at 509-547-2624.
In business and in life, there's no such thing as one size fits all. No two people we serve at High Street are the same. Every family, college student, business owner, entrepreneur, and individual are working toward a dream, and dreams are worth protecting. At High Street, we provide tailored insurance and financial solutions for businesses and families to protect what matters most to you, because we're specialized, like you. High Street Insurance and Financial Services. See possible.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
With Christmas just around the corner, Krispy Kreme wants to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Come in today and grab your Grinchmas dozen before they're gone. And don't forget, Krispy Kreme gift cards make perfect stocking stuffers or last-minute gift ideas. They're also great for Secret Santa or office parties. Plus, we're still taking fundraiser orders. Get yours in now. Come see us today for all your holiday cheer. Krispy Kreme. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile. Visit us at 2805 Dupertail Street in Richland.
We're back on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports. It's the Sports Council, and we're catching up with Aaron Stevens. Wears a lot of hats, including as part of the Tri-City Water Follies. We have the Gold Cup, we have the F16, and then you're also bringing in more classes. So what does that process look like where you're really trying to create the best possible event for the Tri-Cities?
So the best thing that I would say would be to keep the action on the water and over the air. So you want something that keeps people's attention. And, each race takes about 10 minutes to run, but it takes about 15 minutes in order to get another class out on the water. So this year coming up, we're going to have something on the water, hopefully, unless I have some kind of situation, we're going to be every 15 minutes, there's going to be action on the water.
With last year's Water Follies, again, it's always changing the event. What was the biggest takeaway from the Water Follies in 2024 that you want to carry into 2025?
It's participation. I want to make sure that the fans are entertained. I want to make sure that our air show has quality. We have a jet coming. So it's really about keeping the fans entertained. That's the show. They pay to be there to be entertained. So let's keep them entertained.
Let's keep the people entertained. Are you not entertained? That was the quote I was looking for. Outside of the Water Follies, what all events you said that you're in charge of races from Alaska to Nebraska? What does that look like?
I have 56 races that I manage over, and it goes from kids racing boats, racing down in Portland and Newburgh on the Willamette to Everett at Silver Lake to Alaska having a 4th of July event that they're racing fishing boats. We held worlds for Jet River racers that went up the Rogue River, Klamath in California, and the Umaca in Bandon. So I manage all those, and then we still have to deal with like jet sprint boats that race in St. John and Port Angeles. Those are what we call the ditch boats, because they literally race in an irrigation ditch, and they're quick, they're fast, they are cool to watch. And Jamie, we're going to have to get you a ride one.
I've seen those videos. They are absolutely insane. It's like swamp racing, but just how little the courses are and how much control these drivers have to have.
Oh, they have a lot of control. I would really say that the best ones, they go over 100 miles an hour still. They're fast. And we got local racers out of the Tri-Cities for all of these categories. Everything that we do, there's a boat racer in Tri-Cities, and it's really awesome to be the leader of it.
Why Tri-Cities? Why? I mean, it is called Hydrotown, and now it's really even more so living up to that name.
It really is. Passion. It's about passion and having fun and having good friends. You know, I know people all over this country that do this, and Tri-Cities is a unique town that gets to hold the title.
So it's the place where, yeah, I guess if a lot of times talking with boat racers, well, how'd you get into it? Well, so-and-so, or, you know, their dad did it, their grandfather did it. So I feel like it might be truly ingrained in the Tri-Cities.
It's boat racing will forever be in Tri-Cities.
And how can people stay up to date? Well, there's multiple things we've talked about. How can they stay up to date on everything that is boat racing in the APBA?
Well, you can go to apba.org, and that is our main website. We are working on getting it updated. If you are in the Northwest, you can get on Facebook and go to Region 10 Racing is our Facebook page. And we try to keep that updated, but we do have some groups, and we're working on a new website to come out with as well.
And Water Follies, how can people keep up with the Tri-City Water Follies? And as you release new details, I know you like to keep your cards close to your chest until you release it, whether that be the F-16 or some of these other things. So how can people stay up to date on the Water Follies?
TriCityWaterFollies.com, and also you can find us at Tri-City Water Follies on Facebook, Instagram, and I think we even are going to do a Snapchat.
Oh, okay. So you guys are getting in all the different social medias. And then with H1, I know that the Water Follies is the main event as well as spring testing, but there's a whole schedule, races from Guntersville, Madison, Seattle, and San Diego. How can people stay up to date with the latest from H1?
I would say that the best way would be h1.com, and also going to Facebook and typing in H1 Unlimited.
Okay, so a lot of different things to keep up on. And in this off season, what's the biggest thing that that you do, or what's kind of, I guess, the biggest things on your list, because it truly is a year-round thing?
In the off season, we call it the no race season, but the biggest thing that I'm dealing with are rules, bylaws, proposals, race sites, new race site development. So in January, I will be heading to Reno, Nevada for the APBA National Convention for a week, where I will go and get together with a bunch of boat racers, and we will have a bunch of meetings and discuss how do we continue the sport.
What do those conversations go like? Because I feel like us, on the other side, people listening, of, even finding out about a race can be tough, but a lot of goes into that. So I guess what do those conversations look like?
So depending on the category, because we break it out into categories: offshore, inboard, stock outboard, mod outboard, pro outboard, OPC, jet river, jet sprint. We got a lot of them, and I have to go to all these meetings and sit in them. What those guys are doing is they're discussing their own personal rules and then bringing it back to the board of directors for approval. When it comes to this summer, we're hoping to broadcast and get as much information out in the Northwest, particularly to get them out on what we have going on, what the schedule is, and how many races there really are.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on. And why should people be interested in the sport of boat racing here in Eastern Washington and beyond?
I think it's just a matter of, if you like motors, and depending on which motor you like, there's a boat that it goes in. If you like your outboard motor that goes on your fishing boat, or you like your wakeboard boat that has a motor in it, or you like your car that has a motor in it, we have a motor for all those. Plus, we have jet motors that are in the H1 Unlimited. So it really gives you a broad horizon. And we race in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, in North Dakota and beyond. There's races everywhere.
So no matter where you're at, boat racing is coming to you.
Yes, it is. It really is. And it's just, my job that I've taken on is, giving it out to everyone that we can do. This is where we're at. We're here. Boat racing is here.
And making it accessible for everybody. And final question, as we're wrapping up 2024, we've looked ahead to what people can expect, some of the things people can expect in 2025. What has your favorite moment been in the boat racing world in 2024?
In 2024, one of my favorite moments was probably, I was the referee at the Richland Regatta and watching all of my close personal friends race at my hometown race and seeing them all win. I love to watch them all win. I don't care which one wins, but I'll support it.
You're only friends with winners.
Yeah, well, all my friends win.
Well, I guess that's why we're friends. Well, Aaron, I know that you're at work and you do so much in the boat racing world. I look forward to working with you this upcoming year and appreciate everything you do, and especially your time.
Jamie, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the Sports Council.
Well, that wrap up this week's show of the Sports Council. Thank you for joining me on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. A reminder, the Sports Council happens 4 times a month, 11:30 a.m. on Thursdays. But you can listen to this show not just over the airwaves at 11:30 on Thursdays, but also on demand at 1340ESPNradio.com via podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for the Sports Council. And it's also
also available via YouTube. So lots of ways to listen to the Sports Council and support our local sports community. Until next time, I'm Jamie Council. Now we go back to your originally scheduled Seattle sports programming.